Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It is July 3rd. It is Monday. Many people probably have the day off work today. If you could take a 4-day weekend to celebrate the 4th of July. But we're working. We got you covered. We're going to dive into the weather in just a few minutes here. But first, I want to remind you, you can always watch our Facebook Live around 8 o'clock in the morning on your Facebook feed or find it later in the day. You can also find us on YouTube on our Inform YouTube channel. And you can find us on inform.com/podcast. Just look for the Inform Minute. So, Lydia, it was a pretty hot weekend for most of us, and you can kind of still feel that hot, muggy air this morning.
Yeah, the air still feels a little bit heavy. We have some of that humidity out there. Dew points have been in the 60s this morning. I know dew points are kind of confusing to a lot of people. I think every Christmas I have an uncle ask me, what does dew point mean? I get it. So basically, once you're at 60 degrees for dew point, I say that's when you start noticing it. By 70, that's when it's like air that you can wear. That's that really sticky stuff. So that being said, dew points this morning have been in about the mid-60s. So notable. It's been a little muggy. However, we're on the other side of a cold front that's pushing in drier, crisper air. Dew points are dropping, and that will continue to be the theme today. So my favorite kind of dew point is the one that's dropping. That's what I always say. Sure. So basically, we'll see decreasing humidity today, kind of in and out of clouds, partly cloudy sky, chance at a few showers. If you look at your storm tracker app right now, when you're done watching this, and you see the radar, there are some showers out near the North Dakota-Montana border, kind of stretching toward Highway 83. They're trying to work their way to the east, but they're also fighting that drier air that's dropping the dew point. So they're kind of meeting head on. And so I don't expect a lot of that moisture to make it to us. Maybe a spotty shower or a spare rumble of thunder this afternoon, this evening. Better chance for stronger storms is actually late tonight into early tomorrow, likely while you're sleeping. We'll be awake, but likely while you're sleeping. And that could bring some hail or some gusty winds if you're camping, if you plan on being outside in the middle of the night, something to be aware of. I really think the stronger storms will stay down in South Dakota, though. That's where there is a level 2 risk. I talked about it this morning, and I showed it on First News that we have this severe weather risk. And I said, I think this is going to be trimmed back. I said I think it's going to be trimmed down to the south. It was. The update just came out about 5 minutes ago, and they did trim it down into South Dakota. So
you predicted the future. You were right. Look at you.
Pat on the back. So the risk is still there. We could still see a thunderstorm, but I expect that those bigger storms to stay down to our south. Tomorrow, a few showers in the morning. Maybe grab the umbrella if you're headed out for a parade early tomorrow morning. Not a widespread rain, not a super soaker, but you might briefly need the umbrella. That moves out. Kind of cloudy throughout the day tomorrow. A little cooler, a little bit on the breezy side, but we should be dry, especially by about lunch, afternoon, firework time. All should go off without a hitch.
Good news.
Yeah, good news there. Cooler than on Wednesday, high temp close to 70. Thursday morning, some spots will be in the 40s.
Ooh, wow.
So
haven't had temps like that for a while.
That's a switch. Yeah, I'd have to do some digging to find out our last 40s, but it's been a bit, so that'll feel a little different, especially after being near 90 yesterday. So not terrible weather. I think we just have to dodge a couple showers or maybe some thunderstorms over the next about 24 hours.
All right.
Okay, that's
good.
all. Thanks.
Appreciate it. All right, let's dive into our news headlines this morning. First here, locally, new this morning, we are working to learn if anyone will face charges following a car crash that put one person in the hospital. The North Dakota Highway Patrol tells WDAY the accident happened near Larimore, North Dakota. A car was heading north on Highway 18, coming up to the Highway 2 intersection. When it failed to yield, it hit another car, causing it to roll into a nearby ditch. A 77-year-old woman from Fargo was in that car. She's still in the hospital this morning with serious injuries. The driver of the car that hit her was not injured in that crash. Right now, we are also working to learn the name of a man who is facing charges for a head-on DUI crash. State troopers tell us a 35-year-old man was driving along Highway 57 early yesterday morning when he crossed over the center line, slamming head-on into a car driven by an 18-year-old woman. Both she and the other driver were rushed to a hospital in Devil's Lake with serious injuries. The man that was driving the first car is now facing a DUI charge, and we are working to find out how the woman is doing this morning. This morning, WDAY is working to find out what caused a massive fire that destroyed 2 buildings at a Minnesota potato facility. The flames were shooting out of the 2 Quonsets at Spokley Potato House in Neilsville. We got some video and some pictures sent in to us by viewers of that fire. It's a town in Polk County, about 30 miles southeast of Grand Forks. One of the Quonsets burned to the ground. The other burned out, missing much of its roof now. Pretty much everything inside destroyed. Thankfully, nobody was hurt in the fire. Starting today, schools in Moorhead will be closed due to a construction project that's taking place over the next couple of weeks. All Moorhead area public schools will be closed until July 14th. That's because of that construction being done on a new Moorhead High School. The project will be affecting phone and internet services for a while in all of the school district's buildings. If you do need to reach a district employee, though, you're still able to do that. You'll just have to do it through email, and they'll have to answer that email off of their network at the schools. Right now, Minnesota is making preparations before marijuana is legalized in the state, and they're searching for someone to head up the new agency in charge of cannabis. Application for the state's first ever executive director of the Office of Cannabis Management are now open. Marijuana use for adults 21 and older will become legal in Minnesota on August 1st, but it will likely take about a year for the retail market to set its rules and get established and get up and running. The executive director would be responsible for building up this new state agency and regulating the new cannabis market. The job posting says this position will pay more than $100,000, up to about $150,000 for the role. Starting today, jury duty in North Dakota is going to be putting a little more cash in your pocket. The law changing payment went into effect on Saturday with the start of the new month, but this is the first day that some of those courthouses actually will be open. State lawmakers doubled the pay of jurors. Now anyone serving as a juror will get $50 for a half day and $100 for a full day of service. It comes after a court survey said that serving in court created financial hardship for 60% of jurors. More than 9,400 North Dakotans serve on a jury each year. 4th of July, of course, we've been talking about it. It is tomorrow. With that comes some closures and some changes to your garbage pickup because of the holiday. First, city offices in Fargo, West Fargo, Moorhead, and Dilworth all closed. Cass and Clay County offices will also be shut down tomorrow. All branches of Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead libraries, they're going to be closed down tomorrow. Also, no MAP bus or MAP paratransit services will be going on in the metro tomorrow. As for garbage pickups across Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead, pickups that would normally happen tomorrow will all be done on Wednesday. And then because drivers are going to be doing double routes, pickup times may be different than normal on Wednesday. So you're asked to leave your garbage out the night before your scheduled route. Dilworth, though, will have no changes to its regular pickups. So if you live there, just do things as normal. And if you're still trying to make some plans for the 4th of July, there's a couple events happening right here in the FM area. First, Bonanzaville in West Fargo celebrating 4th of July with a carnival. There's going to be pony rides, food tents, bingo. They're also going to have fireworks at dusk. That's going to go from 10 to 8, and then they'll have the fireworks following the event. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for the kids. And then tomorrow afternoon, you can head to the Lights, catch a movie at the Essentia Health Plaza. They're going to be showing the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1 to 3 o'clock. Then tomorrow night, Moorhead will have its 4th of July fireworks show at Horizon Park. That show will begin at dusk. Hot Mike with Don Mizzo. You can watch that today on WDAY Extra and Inform.com. It's from 9 to 11 this morning. The Minnesota Wild have traded for 3-time Stanley Cup champion Pat Maroon in a deal with the Tampa Bay Lightning. What does that mean for their team and their hopes of making a run at the Stanley Cup next year? I'm sure Dom's going to talk all about that on Hot Mike. And don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to Inform.com. Just visit Inform.com/subscribe to take advantage of that deal. And remember to join us for the rest of our newscast today. Our next one's at 11 o'clock this morning. Then we got you covered at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 as well. And I'll be back for First News with Lydia tomorrow from 5 to 7 in the morning. Join us then. Thanks.